Awesome, guys. Good to see you. In this video, I am going to share with you some praise reports that are super exciting. You may or may not know, but tomorrow we leave for Romania, where we will be catching a plane and flying to the Romania-Ukraine border. And so it's going to be wild. It takes 2 days to get there, a day to get back. We'll be spending 4 days on the ground doing a whole bunch of different things. And we have had some praise reports. So in this video, I wanted to share these reports with you because they are awesome. They are absolutely amazing. God is good. If we haven't met yet, my name is Darren Stott, lead pastor of a crazy, cool, amazing church called Seattle Revival Center. Check us out online at seattlerevivalcenter.com. I am founder of Supernaturalist Ministries and the author of 2 books, Pattern, Interrupt, and Carve. So you can check out what I am doing at darrenstott.com. Got a bunch of stuff there. And also just want to give a big shout out, big thanks to everybody that's been reaching out to me by DM. You're DMing me on Instagram and Facebook. And one thing I'd just say right off the bat is that there may be a misconception regarding us doing like meetings or like revival meetings. I've had a couple of people reach out from Ukraine asking where our meetings are going to be. So we're not actually doing meetings that we know of that we've planned to do, any sort of like official kind of church meetings. We are going to be on the Ukraine border there, ministering to refugees as they're coming across the border. So we will be ministering to a lot of women and children, families as they're coming across the border. We'll also be going into Ukraine with medical supplies, with medications, and hopefully we're also hoping to be able to pick up families and drive them back across the border. So that's going to be intense. It's going to be amazing. And again, we leave tomorrow. And hey, do me a favor if you would. You know the way social works with sharing power. If you'd share this, that would be amazing, because you never know whose eyes this might come across. But this is what I wanted to share right off the bat is we received an offering at Seattle Revival Center. And actually, I got online. I was chatting about the need to raise funds for a van for the ministry that we're working with, Vital Solutions. They were needing a van, and they had raised quite a bit, but they needed quite a bit more as well. And I called Ben and said, how much more do you need? And he said, we need $9,000. And I said, hey, count us in. I'll get you a check today. And that was such a big deal because by faith, he had told the van seller that he would be purchasing the van the next day before he even had the funds to purchase it. So he said that he'd purchase it out of faith, even though he didn't have the funds to do it. And then I called him up and said, hey, we've got the funds. Here we go, right? So then what we did is we went to Seattle Revival Center and said, hey, let's sow into this van so that our entire budget for missions giving isn't gone just like that. And Seattle Revival Center, and not only SRC, this is the coolest part, is I did this video on YouTube and Facebook, and y'all started giving to this thing from all over the nation. People started giving towards this van before SRCers even had an opportunity to give. So God bless you for your generosity. We paid off that van, okay, $9,000, which was really, really super cool. So then people continued to give, and we continued to have these funds come in. And this is where we get to like this real big, amazing praise report that I want to share with you. So funds have continued to come in, and I believe we had 10,000. I believe it was 10,000 that we had sitting in an account designated for Ukraine. Well, we found out that when we go into Ukraine, when we drive across the border, that we can take a vehicle full of medications and medical supplies for $10,000. Well, that was the amount of money that we had in giving. That's come in designated giving at Seattle Revival Center. We had 10,000, which is awesome. But I really wanted to take some trucks full of food. In fact, I at least wanted to take at least one vehicle full of food to take in there and to feed people. I also wanted to, we've heard of 60 orphanages in Ukraine where we can't actually get to them because of where they're located. And they can't get these children out because these children don't have the legal documentation to leave the country. And the water has been contaminated, so they can't drink the water. They hardly have any food. There's nothing at the grocery stores. All the grocery stores are completely picked over. And so we've been hearing about these orphanages, and we can't get to them, or we shouldn't try going to them, is what we've been told, because of the war. There's a full-on war that is taking place. But there are Ukrainians that will run supplies to these orphanages. Well, I really wanted to go to one of these orphanages, and it turns out there is an orphanage that we can get to. And so we were talking through that today. And so again, we've got the van paid off, $9,000. We've got $10,000 for a vehicle to go in with medical supplies and medications, which is huge. They told us that is like gold. And yet I really wanted to go. I at least wanted to get one truck of food to go in there with us. And then on top of that, I wanted to get a bunch of stuff for the orphans there, which we would buy at local grocery stores and markets in Romania, and we'd take that in. Which I wasn't really worried about that, but I was thinking, man, I need to get at least $5,000. This is what I'm thinking today. And so I actually went to the gym today, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, I need like $5,000, like right now. and so I just began thinking. Now I realize that so many of you have offered. And so many of you have given to this trip, which is amazing. And so I know that if I were to perhaps do a video like this, and hey, I need $5,000, like right now, that perhaps there'd be someone or multiple people that'd be willing to do that. I didn't want to do that. And in fact, what I thought was maybe this might be a good opportunity. Maybe there's some churches that I know, and they, as a church, would be willing to write a check for $5,000. And then, so anyways, this is what I'm going through, right? I'm sitting at the gym. I'm like, where can I find $5,000? And so I am writing a text message to a pretty big name ministry that's very generous, especially when it comes to these kinds of things. And they've already offered to help out. So I'm sitting there, and I'm about to write this text message asking for $5,000. And as I'm and I am not exaggerating, as I am writing this text message, I get an Instagram message, a DM, and it's from a brother in the region that doesn't even come to our church. and he says, hey, basically the Lord said to contact you, right? And so he said, hey, is there anything that you need for your trip? And I said, as a matter of fact, yes, I need $5,000. And he said, call me. Anyways, you guys, I called this brother up, and the Lord had just spoken to him at that moment to give $11,000 to our trip. And this is just God, okay? And so what we're able to do with that is we're able to do 2 trucks full of food. We're also taking an entire vehicle full of medications and medical supplies, and we will. And then you say, well, what about the extra $1,000? We will take that to the grocery store, along with other donations that we've received, and we will go to the grocery store where we will load up our vehicle, our van, with food and supplies for these orphans in Ukraine. And I gotta tell you that when I was talking to this gentleman, and he said, the Lord just spoke to me to write. He told me 11. He goes, I do things in 11s. He said, the Lord just spoke to me to give $11,000. And I actually started crying when I was talking to this guy, because it was just the Lord. It was just God. And such a huge answer. Such a huge answer to prayer. So it's such a big deal. So, anyways, that is the praise report. Hey, listen, while we're gone, I'm going to be posting updates. I imagine we'll be posting on social, absolutely, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is more my jam. You guys know that. So follow me on Instagram, as well as I'm hoping to use the blog portion of my website, which I don't typically use a lot. I think the last thing that's on there are the COVID letters, which, by the way, that was huge. I was writing these letters to help people not have to get the vaccine. So it was like a religious exemption template. And I posted that on my website, and my website just blew up for months. I just was getting crazy traffic and letters from, actually, this is something that I don't think I've ever actually chatted about, but we literally saved hundreds of people's jobs. Literally, there are hundreds of people that were able to stay employed at their jobs and not have to get the vaccine because of that template. On top of that, tens of thousands of hits on our website. And so anyways, my website is easy. It's just my name. It's darrenstott.com. If you want to donate, you can do that. You can just, you'll see right at the top, darrenstott.com. You'll see donate. If you choose to donate, it'll go towards a project, and I'll let you know what that project is. And I will definitely keep you in the loop as to how things are going. So otherwise, just stay tuned. Look for me in the typical places. And social, but also check out darrenstott.com while I'm gone on the blog there. And thank you, everyone, for your amazing generosity. And thank you for all of your prayers for me and my family while I'm away. And thank you for rejoicing with me and the team today as Jesus showed up, just like he does time and time again, with this incredible, wonderful financial miracle. Again, if for some reason you're just jumping on, we will be going into Ukraine with 2 food trucks, with a medical truck full of medical supplies, and then our vehicle, which will be full of groceries to feed these orphans inside of Ukraine. God bless you guys. Please share this. Take care.